Well, hello there. What do we have right here, guys? Let's just dive straight into it. Pardon me, words are really difficult these days. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I hope you have been enjoying yourselves, and I bet you're gonna enjoy this one as well. Remember in the last video that I have uploaded when I said all of you out there who want to slander me, who want to talk nonsense and throw it in my direction, please be my guest, please do this, and I will use it as the material for new content and make fun of you publicly and profit from it in whichever way I see fit. Remember that? Well, thank you to those guys right here who have actually done it and proved me right. I have thrown debates out there, like this avatar that I've done, specifically, the one where I do this cringe face. Yeah, I did that on purpose because I knew that somebody is gonna pick it up. I knew exactly what was gonna happen, and it happened, and I absolutely think it's brilliant. Anyway, let's quickly address a few things briefly here. So, right here we have some people just say, oh, awesome bro, and there's more awesome bro, Well, Gabriel said that they are bad for the community. I actually do not think they are bad for the community. Maybe there was a point when I used to think that way. But I actually think they're not really that bad, and there are several reasons for that, and I will explain in a moment, because I think it's a good idea to truly revise our idea of what we think when we say awesome bro, and be clear that we agree on what the definition is, first and foremost, because anybody can throw a buzzword around without actually giving it a proper definition, because that's the way 2019 apparently works. But Gabriel is not the one who's at all in any way at fault. He's just wrong with what I think of what can be labeled as awesome bro, just as well as I don't think it's necessarily representing those who prefer reptilian depictions or whatever, or Jurassic Park, etc. There are more ways than one. There are more ways. This is one of them, but that's not necessarily the definition of it. There's many ways that one person can fit the definition of an awesome bro. Now, the way it is, as far as I can say, is that somebody who basically prefers for things to look awesome, to look cool, over the real facts, over reality, over what will be realistic, where the context allows it, that is. For example, if you have one person who says, what if I wanted, two 15th century medieval knights, maybe wearing full plate harness and fighting with swords, and one of them is gonna take the other guy's head off, then split him in half, and then strike a ballerina pose. That would be awesome. So let's assume that this is awesome. Of course it's dumb, but let's assume that it's awesome. So a person who wants this, clearly ignoring the reality of the fact that it's just not gonna happen. If you know anything about sword fighting, if you know anything about armored fighting and historical swordsmanship, historical medieval martial arts and all of this stuff, etc., and how weapons and armor generally work, if you know anything about that, you will know that this is absolute bollocks, basically. So, knowing that, of course, the person who is basically saying, but I would still like it because it's awesome, ignoring, the reality in that sense, or purposefully, willfully ignoring it, that already means that he fits the definition of an awesome bro. I'll give you another example. We know that Tyrannosaurids were scaly animals. They were not filamented animals. There's no evidence, as I keep repeatedly saying, it has nothing to do with bias. There is no evidence supporting filaments in Tyrannosaurids, and there is evidence so far showing scaly depictions consistently. So stop giving me this biased nonsense, please. It's absolute nonsense. There's no argument there. You just made a bunch of claims without actually producing any real context or argument to support it. So whatever. But anyway, If, say, we know this already, or actually I'll give you an even better one. You know what, I'll give you a better one. Let's say we know that ceratopsians were scaly. We know that theriophorans were scaly. But somebody says, you know what, I think it would be awesome if I gave them feathers. Because we have actually seen these things before. And, well, okay. That's ignoring the evidence. It would still be ignoring the evidence in case of Tyrannosaurids, but I want to make a case in point, okay? Just so you understand what's going on. Therefore, the person who says, I want them feathered anyway because I think it would look cooler, that person also fits the definition of the awesome bro. Because he or she, whatever, is favoring whatever they believe is cooler looking or awesome looking or whatever, anything, whatever they personally like, because it's awesome to them, over the reality. That's what it is all about. It's not because it's Jurassic Park, it's not because it's reptilian or scaly, it's not because it's scary, by the way. It's because that's what they believe is cooler and looks better. And that is the many things that people tend to miss out, what it means to be an awesome bro. Every one of us at some point or another, or even now, can be considered an awesome bro in more than one way, in all fairness. Michael Deak, who is actually making this claim here, on the left specifically, he can be considered an awesome bro as well, because he advocates for the depiction that does not actually have any support of evidence. What other reason, Michael Deak, do you have for advocating it if there is absolutely no evidence supporting lips or feathers, as you say? There is no evidence supporting either, and that's what I'm saying. If you think I'm biased, maybe because you interpret as supporting factual evidence and empirical evidence, just science itself, that should say that. I don't care if other people say it, I really don't give a crap, okay? I give a damn when the science itself says it, when there is factual, empirical evidence that supports it. None of which does that for either of these claims. And yet you continue to defend it. Does that mean you find that to be cooler, maybe? Maybe you're awesome bro for doing that as well then. Maybe. I'm just theorizing here, okay? Just my pet hypothesis, if you will. Now, Mr. Deak, the other thing I wanted to address here is, I think, I don't understand what were you thinking here when you wrote that somehow you're, like, what does this even mean? He even says why we love dinosaurs, it's because they're awesome. What does that even mean? Like, how is that supposed to... I mean, I know what it means. I mean, everybody loves something, therefore, because they think it's awesome. Awesome is a term used to basically multiply the effect of something that you consider to be good or appealing or attractive. That's basically what it is. It's just a different form of saying it, basically. So, are you trying to tell me that everybody, basically, is somehow wrong by... for loving dinosaurs because they find them awesome? And if that's the case, what other reason do they have for loving them, if not for that? Because everything eventually leads to the point that they just find them awesome because they're fascinating, etc., 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 therefore they're awesome. It kind of works that way, Michael. So I want you to explain to me why that's supposed to be somehow derogatory. I don't understand that. As far as I'm concerned, that's actually complimenting me. That's what you've just done. You basically stated the obvious, you tried to slander me, and by that statement, you pretty much brushed everybody who has a similar point of view, because, you know, the wrong way as well. And also, that gives me reasons to believe now that you don't actually think that dinosaurs are awesome, in which case, that you probably, logically, in this case, you probably don't love them, which then logically brings me to the next step, to suggest that maybe you have no place here. But that's just my theory, okay? I'm not making any claims definitively, no. I'm just theorizing here. I'm just trying to understand what's going on, you see? I'm a little confused by your statement here, Mr. Deak. So please be kind and provide a bit more context. And I'm actually more than willing to give you a chance to do that. Do you want to know how you can do that? Very, very easy. You can contact me by whichever means suits you best. We can agree the mutual time and date, and we can go on Discord, have a live chat, unedited, uncut, raw footage uploaded to my channel so that everybody can listen to this conversation, and you can bring all of your points to me directly. Like, why do you have to go around behind my back, screeching and reeing all of this nonsense if you can just give it directly to my face? And if your arguments are really that good, you're gonna rub my face with it, and I will eat my own words and film it. But if you really so insist, on this, just come around, man. What's the problem? I don't see the problem. Otherwise, you're just probably one of those, as I hear, and I like this expression, dirty smear merchants, who just like to slander, who are always unhappy about things and want a reason to screech and ree about something. Just finding reasons to get offended, and I am glad you did, if that's the case. Again, I'm theorizing. Because I'm not sure exactly, that's the problem with you, Mike. I find your stuff a little bit confusing. I don't understand what to take from it. As you can see, there are many different ideas that come to head, but I don't know which one I should really pick. So maybe we can arrange this, we can have a conversation, and you can help me decide on that. Okay? Maybe we can do that. And I'm glad you took the bait. I'm glad you've given me, in fact, I'm very thankful for more content material, because I did say I was gonna do that, and you played wonderfully right into it. Thank you very much for doing that. And guys, what do you think? Do you think Michael Deak should come around and debate me on Discord? Do you think it would be a great idea? Do you think it would be entertaining? Because as much as I like to educate, I also like to entertain. That's part of what I do. That's kind of the whole point. If you're not entertained, if you don't enjoy my content, you don't have to watch it. It's your choice. You click on the video, you make the decision. It's your choice. So take responsibility for your own choices and actions. Now, my last point here, also maybe you can, while you're at it, produce some evidence where, first, this group exists, and if it exists, the group named Arsonites, as he's just pointed out, if it exists, when and how do you suppose I have authorized it? Because I have never done that. I have never created a group with that name. I have never signed my name under anybody who has decided to go ahead and create it. And if it exists, there's two versions that I can think of, two ways it can happen. First is just a few of my subs who may have been bored to hell and decided to do that. Alternatively, it may be one of your guys, or somebody, maybe even yourself, who have created it and pretended it to be as if it was me who created it. And you think that people are too stupid to buy into this. Because, that's probably your opinion about people, right? You probably think that everybody is of such a low level of intelligence that you can just insult it like that and they're gonna swallow it, right? Wrong. So, why don't you bring all of this, give me all the evidence, and make sure that you can actually support it, specifically focusing on this subject here, that all these claims and allegations you've been making against me, and all of this crap that you've been talking about me, and you can bring all the other ones too, but I don't see the point, because they haven't even bothered, providing context. At least you have, I can compliment you on at least trying to provide a little bit of context, okay? That's the only reason why I'm responding to you. I would not have responded to these two, actually, in any way. If you were saying same things, I would ignore you as well. But you have at least tried to provide context, so I will give you the benefit of the doubt here. So why don't you come around and debate me? Or alternatively, you can continue making dumb comments behind my back. I will always eventually find out about it, and I will make more videos making fun of you and entertaining my audience for it. How about that? So, in any case, debate me or just do whatever and give me more, content for entertaining my audience. So, it's a win-win. Whichever way you choose to go, it's a win-win for me, okay? I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I am loving it. Whichever way, I'll be enjoying myself to every little bit as possible. Otherwise, you dirty smear merchants, get bent. And new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Please make sure you like the video and await for the next one. Until then, I've been AK, and it was good to have you here. I love you all. Take care now.